is Dr. Duff Sprawls. I'm going to try to explain to you what is cancer. The best way to start this discussion is to describe what is normal. We all start out as fetuses. Our parents donate their DNA, and inside of our mother they're combined to make an embryo. In the beginning, every cell in the embryo is identical. In fact, if it breaks apart at an early stage, you get identical twins. But for the most part, we don't divide and we become a single organism, and the cells differentiate during embryology. They turn into specialized cells of hair and skin and brains and bones and eyes. And this is created in a beautiful symphony of cooperation and harmony that makes an organism called the human body. This is a beautiful and intricate, very complicated procedure governed by our genes, by the DNA, by the chromosomes that are given by our parents. What happens with life is, as we go along, there are mistakes in the replication of the DNA. It's kind of like an old car driving down the highway. After so many decades, parts start to fall off of it. It rattles and shakes but keeps on moving, but there's lots of mistakes in our DNA. We think that all of us have cells that are broken, and lots of us have cancer cells that simply don't know how to grow independently, and that they're controlled by other bodily processes. A good example of this is colon cancer. We know that there are 6 genes in colon cancer, 4 of which, if you get any 4, it turns into a colon cancer once you have the 18 chromosome mutation. This is one of the things that happens, and there is a lot of colon cancer. The process is best illustrated by breast cancer. In breast cancer, we start out with changes we can see under the microscope. The first change is called hyperplasia. Hyperplasia is kind of like people who go to the gymnasium and build big muscles by lifting weights. But after a while, this process goes on under hormonal stimulation for long enough that you get atypical hyperplasia. Those are those people who are on the cover of Muscle and Fitness magazine. They don't look right. They've done it too much. The next step is dysplasia. That means the cells are obviously not being made correctly. Their DNA is starting to break. And then the next step is neoplasia, which is cancer, where the genes are really broken and the cancers have started and are starting to grow independently. The problem with cancer cells is they don't any longer follow the rules of the body. They continue to grow uncontrollably. In fact, they can make themselves grow. They can also get into the bloodstream or the lymphatic channels and move to other parts of the body and start growing there. That's the process of metastasis. This is actually a very serious situation and can be fatal to many people, as I'm sure that you know. You need to discuss this issue of what is cancer, what is your cancer, with your physician. The diagnosis of cancer does not rest on X-ray studies, but on biopsies of pathological tissue that's retrieved from the body and looked at under the microscope. Special tests are done to determine what organ they're from and what the treatment would be to treat them. In the process of cancer, the tumor is always named after the organ in which it arises. If it starts in the lung and goes into the liver, it's not liver cancer, it's still lung cancer. Another example is prostate cancer. If it starts in your prostate and goes into your bones, you don't have bone cancer, you've got prostate cancer, metastatic to bone. As I've mentioned, these are very serious issues, and you need to have your oncologist describe this for you. You need to understand what the process is, and that will define what the treatments are and what your chances are of success. I wish you the best of luck.